You guys are standing in the cathedral, the dilapidated, broken down cathedral, as you start hearing the pitter-patter of raindrops above. They are tapping on top of the roof. You look down at your hand, which still has this stinging sensation of the curse that was just put on you. This binding curse to keep you together and keep you on track towards your goals. And remember, the roof of this cathedral is kind of broken. So the water is actually coming in a little bit on top of the pulpit where the hag is standing, where Licca is standing. And she closes the book before it gets wet. And she says, "So, if you're all ready, you've met the denizens of the house. And now I'll show you to your chambers for the night. Then you'll grab some rest and maybe you can explore the town of Dimwood." And she walks you out towards the edge of the cliff next to this cathedral. Remember, you're on top of a mountain, so you're overlooking a large area. And she points down to a fairly large-looking, dimly lit city in the middle of some dead trees, like a big forest of dead trees. And it's called Dimwood. Some of you guys may have heard of it before. It's just a simple, like, trade town. People walk through that area and they trade things. They set up their markets and things like that, and then they move on. Not many people stay there for the most part, but it does have quite a bit of foot traffic that comes through there. And it's kind of like this middle town. On either side of the forest, there's like bigger cities, and Dimwood is like the middle town where they walk through the forest to get to the other big city. So it's kind of smack in between two larger cities, and it's the closest town to you, and it would be a safe place to do shopping and get to know people and find information and that kind of stuff. It'd be a good place to just kind of roam around. With that, oh yes, and theft, yes. Theft. It would probably be a pretty good place. You're not sure about what the guards are like there or what the enforcement of the law is like there. There is a law of the land that's similar to what it would be like in real life. You know, you're not allowed to just kill people. You're not allowed to steal things that aren't yours, you know, that kind of stuff. But you guys are not people who necessarily abide by the laws of the land.
We're quirky.
Yeah, exactly. And so that could be, those can be bent and manipulated to your will. Just know, and I want you to remember this is a big piece of this campaign in particular, your actions have consequences. If you kill a shopkeeper, for example, maybe you won't be able to get to like the locked safe that they have because they only know the combination. And then you might be fucked. You know, or if you steal something right out in the middle of the open and a guard sees you, that might start a fight. That might start, some other problem. So remember that your actions will have consequences. You're not just going to be able to do whatever you want and then reset it like Skyrim to your last save point. It's going to be, whatever happens. And, if you got to do a jailbreak, you got to do a jailbreak, whatever. But sometimes that stuff happens. But it's going to be really important for this campaign to remember, because you're going to have that urge to want to do whatever you want. And you totally can. Just remember that there are consequences to it. So Licca brings you back inside the mansion. Again, it's kind of musty and old smelling, except for as you go into the dining room area, it's starting to smell a bit more like flowers. And you notice that Jasper, the skeleton from the library, is setting up flower pots all along the main table and on these different stands in different places around the mansion. There's a few different tables in the different rooms, like end tables, or small stands where he can put these pots of flowers. And he seems to be setting them all up around the mansion. And it's strange, but every time he sets one down, you notice he sets it down and then he pretends to smell it, but he's a skeleton. He doesn't. It's probably confusing why he would be doing that. But when he sees you, he always waves his hand. He's very friendly, and he seems to enjoy your guys' company. So you see him. That's the first thing you see when you go back in the mansion. Lika takes you back to where your guys' chamber is. If you are looking at the map, it's still in the Discord here. If you'd like to look at the Elegant Evil tab here in the Discord, it's still in there if you would like to look at it. I'm going to put it up on the stream again real quick. Elegant Evil mansion map. All right. So on the mansion map, you can see your guys' rooms are straight, like to the right. If you're looking at the map, they're the farthest room on the right, the bottom right. Not the red carpeted room, but the one that's kind of rectangular above the red carpeted room. It's got some beds in it, you'll notice. That's where your guys' chamber is. Lika's room is the room right below you, the red carpeted room with the one bed in it. That's Lika's room. That's also where Gilgore stays too. So your room is that kind of rectangular room above. So she shows you back there, and she reiterates something I told you last session. She says, and if these are not to your liking, you may sleep outside or in the cathedral or whatever room you wish to sleep in. It's no worries to me. This is just what I've prepared for you. So she's leaving it open to you. You're not forced to stay in here if you don't want to. So of the map that you're looking at, is there any particular room that you have questions about, or that you would like to set up your chambers in, like where you sleep, other than the place that she mentioned? Otherwise, you guys can all just bunk in the same room.
I think I'm cool with like bunking in the same room.
Yeah,
chill
absolutely.
with that. Makes me feel safer.
Okay. So you four at least, I'll ask Maddie when she comes back if that's still something she wants to do. But for you four at least, you decide to bunk in the chambers she set up for you. This chamber also has a window that looks out into the courtyard of the mansion, which you guys haven't explored yet. Out in the courtyard of the mansion, there is an old, dilapidated-looking tree that is pretty large. It's probably 20 feet tall or so, so it's pretty large, pretty thick trunk, but it again is very dead. There's no leaves or anything on it, just branches kind of gnarled out in different directions. That's the center of the courtyard. And underneath it, there's a doghouse. The door of the doghouse is shut, but that's kind of what you see. Other than that, there's a broken bench out there too, that used to be able to be sat on, but it looks like maybe Gilgore sat on it and it broke it in the middle. And now it's pretty useless. So the courtyard, not very pretty. No plant life. Nothing really super cool out there. Just a big tree and a doghouse and a broken bench. This home base is also yours to customize, like you were in The Sims or something else. So if you guys find something that you want to bring back to the mansion and set it into a certain spot, you can do that, and that will affect the NPCs, the non-player characters that I have in there. That will affect them. So like if you bring new pots and pans for the goblins, that will affect their ability to cook you good food, and that might give you guys some buffs or some other cool things. If you bring back new books for Jasper for the library, he might be able to give you information about those kinds of things. So there are cool things you can do to bring back to the mansion, and those are kind of like little side quests for you. So if you end up seeing something or want to look for something to bring back to the mansion, just let me know, and we can do that when you're in town or in a cool place, and we can try that out.
Where's the dog at?
So, do you want to go out into the courtyard?
What the dog doing? I want to see what the dog's doing. What the dog doing? Yes, I would like to go to the courtyard.
Okay, so Liana, you drop your stuff off in the room. Liana says she's going to go out to the courtyard. Anyone following her?
I want to go. I would also like to see the dog. Yep.
Anyone else not want to go?
I'll follow. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go.
Let's go.
Okay, sounds good.
Dog time.
So Liana kind of leads the way. She drops her stuff off on top of presumably what her bed will be and heads out. Excuse me. The group of you follow her out into the courtyard, and the creaking of the branches are kind of blowing in the wind. It's still sprinkling rain. It's not too heavy, just sprinkling rain. And you can hear it tapping on the top of the branches as well as dripping down on top of the doghouse. As you approach Liana to the doghouse, what are you doing?
I go, Hi, puppy, 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 puppy. Where's the puppy at? Where's the puppy?
You notice you looking over the doghouse, past it to a window that's from the inside of the mansion. You can see Gilgore is watching you from the window. His kind of droopy face is like pressed up against the window, like that, and he's just watching you with like his eyebrow raised. And you hear, like, muffled behind the glass, he says, "You might want to back up."
What? I get a little bit more curious and a bit offended that this thing is kind of telling me what to do right now and not letting me do my own thing. So I kind of just tell him to shut the fuck up, and I go and find that dog. So I get a little bit more closer, curious.
So you go up closer to the doghouse, and as you do, you can hear from behind the door of the doghouse this sleeping creature. No window. Maybe a little bit of room if you want to peek your eye up close to the slats in the wood. You might be able to see in.
I grab Violet and I throw her a little closer. Tell her to look at it.
I don't care. I just go and look at it without feeling any sense of fear.
Okay, so are you looking through like the wooden slats, like trying to see inside, or are you going to open, straight up open the door?
I think I'll just like slowly open the door.
Okay, so you place your hand on the little metal handle and twist it and open the door. It actually opens outward, so you kind of open it outward. And do you want to do it stealthily? Or you like you can tell the creature's sleeping? Do you want to do it like kind of quietly, or do you care how loud it is?
I care how loud it is.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check then. So on your character sheet on D&D Beyond, in the big long box in the middle, hit the stealth. Got it. Okay, 11 on the stealth check. Okay, so as you're opening the door, it's pretty average sounding. It does let out a small like as it opens, and the creature, as you're looking inside, it looks like a dog. And don't get me wrong, it looks like a dog, but you can tell that the creature isn't a natural dog just by looking at it. You've seen dogs before. This creature's skin looks rough and hard, like it has been burnt almost, like it's been charred. And you can see a glowing red light in its chest that goes all the way up to its like throat every time it breathes. So when it like breathes out like this, a little smoke comes out of its nose, and that glowing red light in its chest and its neck just kind of glow an orangey red color. It does not seem to wake up though. It's in a pretty deep sleep, so you didn't wake it up. You rolled stealthily enough that it didn't wake it up. You can hear Gilgore from behind the glass. He says, "He's kind of dangerous. He likes to bite."
Pet the dog. Do it.
Do you pet the dog, Liana?
Oh, I want to pet the dog. I would like to try and attempt to pet the dog.
Okay,
yeah,
before we do that,
play with the dog.
Before we do that, Esme and Juniper, anything you guys are doing in this particular situation?
I'm sitting on Juniper's shoulder, just watching this. But I think that you guys should play with the dog for sure.
Juniper, what are you doing?
I'm literally just observing. I'm just like, because I'm still suspicious of everyone, so I'm just kind of, observing everyone's actions, seeing everyone's different personalities.
Okay. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Esme sitting on your shoulder?
I trust the fairy.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. You two are both kind of like nature fae-like creatures, so makes sense. You've got a kinship there. Okay. So, Liana, you're going to pet the dog. Violet, are you also going to pet the dog?
I am still holding the door to let Liana in. I'm not going to pet the dog.
Okay. So, Leanna, you go to place your hand on the dog's forehead or where?
Yeah, I kind of like go a little forward and then like with my thumb, like, you know, the little bridge thing they have in between like their eyes to their snout. I kind of like, hi puppy, little baby puppy. I go to it and then.
Okay. Sounds good. So, roll me. Are you trying to wake it up?
Yeah, I want to get its attention. I kind of trust it and kind of just want to play with it right now because this house is like creeping me the fuck out. And if there's a dog, I want to play with it.
Okay. You're getting the closest look of anyone at this thing. It's kind of getting dark. It's almost nighttime, so it's kind of getting dark. Check on your character sheets if you would. There should be in the big box on the bottom right, like the biggest box on the whole character sheet, there should be a tab called Features and Traits. Everyone click on that. And then let me know in your racial features or racial traits or whatever it says if you have dark vision. It should be near the bottom, I think.
I have dark vision.
I do too.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
Damn, we can't see.
Okay, so it's the only light you two are getting is from like the chest of that creature as it's kind of glowing inside the doghouse. Liana and Juniper, you can both see pretty well, but just remember that in dark vision you are colorblind. So if you are seeing something that's not lit up in like light in any way, there's no color to it. You just can't see any color, if that makes sense. So, but you can see this creature. It's glowing like an orange yellow color. So as you place your thumb on the bridge of its nose and kind of rub up and down, the creature's eye begins to twitch and then open as it looks at you. Roll me Juniper and Liana. Is it Liana or Liana? I keep forgetting.
You did.
Oh, Liana.
Is it Anna? Liana?
Liana.
Liana.
Yes.
Okay. So, Liana and Juniper, please roll me nature checks. Nature checks. That'll be in the big long box in the middle there. Okay, good. Okay. So, Juniper, you've never seen a creature like this. That's what I'll tell you with an 8. You rolled an 8 on your dice. So, with that, you're not really sure exactly what this creature is. Liana, with a 19, you recognize this creature is not actually an animal at all. This creature is considered a fiend. It is a
Nick fiend.
It's something from like hell. It's like a little demon creature. But this creature is known as, and the reason I'm telling you this is because Gilgore shouts it through the window. This creature is called a hellhound, as Gilgore says, "That's a hellhound!" And as you're looking at it, the creature looks at you. It's gonna roll a check real quick. Okay.
I remember these things from my paladin days.
You probably would. You probably would have learned about this. The creature, as it's looking at you, you hear,
"What are you? And why did you touch me?"
A friend. Okay, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of a delay when you talk, but I'm just putting them there. But I remember you. I remember playing with you guys and learning about these things. Back when I was younger, they taught us about them. That's why I was drawn to it and everything.
Is there a delay only when I'm using the little voice changer thing? Or...
Okay, I hop back in. Didn't hear you.
Okay, are you good?
I'm good now.
Okay, cool. All right, so he says...
"Ah, you are a religious type."
Sadly.
It begins to stand up in its doghouse, and it takes a step towards you. Do you move out of the way so it can come out?
Yes.
Okay. So it takes a step towards you and then another step out of the doghouse. The rest of you now see this creature's glowing underbelly, and you see its mouth is almost devoid of teeth. It's actually, the way that it bites is by using its lips. Its lips actually have sharp edges on them, and it's more like I'm trying to think of an animal that it's like a beak. It's almost like a beak. Its mouth is more like a beak. It doesn't actually have any teeth, and its skin, as you touched it, Leanna, its skin is almost like rock. It almost feels like rock or like obsidian feeling. So it doesn't feel like an animal at all. So with that, the creature steps out and it says,
What are all of you? And especially you.
and it's looking at Juniper's shoulder directly at Esme.
A fairy. You've never seen a fairy?
It tilts its head and shakes it like it hasn't. This creature seems somewhat intelligent.
I'm not a chew toy, I'm a fairy.
It tilts its head back the other way this time and then raises its eyebrows.
Why should I not kill you all where you stand?
We work for your mom. You should be protecting us.
Ew.
It sits down and, like a dog, it sits down and tilts its head back upright and it says,
I have no mother. I was born in flames.
Now, isn't this dog dramatic?
For real, emo much?
it says,
You must be talking of liquor.
That's the one.
She does not own me. I am a powerful demon.
and he stands up and begins like doing like on his hind legs. He begins like making like an arm movement like a dog would, like it's dancing for a treat.
I am not scared by this creature at all. Unfazed. I'm like, what the hell is this dog doing, man?
How dare you laugh at me?
You want a treat, little boy?
Yes.
What do you eat? Like, do you eat hell or something, human?
Flesh of newborn children. Or,
Wow.
Wow.
any kind of meat will do.
Fair enough.
Will he be joining us?
Are you asking me as the DM?
No, I want to ask the dog. Will
Okay.
you be helping us in this mission or anything? Or are you just going to be a lazy little dog out here?
I do as I please.
What about for a Scooby snack?
What is a Scooby snack?
Honestly, never mind. You're kind of like creeping me out right now. I just kind of want to go back inside.
You woke me up!
That is true. We did wake it up.
Sorry, you're just a dog.
My name is...
Oh,
What?
my God.
I can definitely pronounce that.
Run that back.
Bless you.
No blessings here.
Only curses, baby.
Yes, now you're talking.
Oh my god. I love this dog.
He
Yeah,
sits
I
back
like
down
this
and then now lays down on the ground underneath the tree, and the rain that's falling on his back is actually turning to steam as it lands on his back because he's very, very
Cool.
hot, heat-wise.
Can I ask how big this dog is?
Yeah, good question. He is about the size of what you would consider a... I'm trying to think. He would be like the size of... I'm trying to think of a breed of dog. He'd be like just slightly smaller than like a Saint Bernard. He's pretty big.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So he's like 4 feet long from tail to nose, I guess. Would that be right? Like from the tip of his tail all the way to his nose, something like that. And tall wise, he'd probably be like 2 feet, 2.5 feet tall when he stands up.
I was picturing something gigantic, so this is better.
No, he's the size of a regular big dog.
Perfect.
And he says,
If you can't pronounce my name, you may refer to me as...
Good boy.
No. You may refer to me as...
he kind of like closes his eyes and then rolls over on his side, and he says,
Master. You may refer to me as Master.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not gonna do
Yeah.
that, baby.
Buy me dinner first. Hold up.
I liked Good Boy better.
Yeah, I
Good
think
boy.
let's
I'm
stick
gonna
with
call
good
you
boy.
Good boy.
That's fine.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
are you gonna accompany us, or?
he's laying on his side. As you guys are speaking, Gilgore, you hear his footsteps coming out into the courtyard, crunching against the sticks and things on the ground. And Gilgore says, "Why you so mean to me, but nice to them?" And the dog says,
Go back inside, flesh creature, or I will bite you again.
and Gilgore, he kind of like looks sad and he droops his shoulders and walks back inside. Seems like Gilgore's an easy target for this guy to bully.
Aw.
He's
I'm gonna
got
bully
a
him.
this little creature. He's got a complex going on where he wants to be the big bad guy and he obviously can't. And Gilgore has believed it up until this point because he kicks Gilgore's ass. But to you guys, you can tell this creature's a bit intimidated by you and is trying to play it off like he's the bigger guy. What would you like to do? He doesn't seem moving. He doesn't seem like he's ready to go with you. It is nighttime, so you're about to go to bed anyway. You could try coming
Should
back
we
in the
just
morning.
go Mimi's?
Yeah.
Mimi's?
Yeah, we could do that. Convince him in the morning.
Okay. What is Mimi's? I don't even know what that is.
Sleep.
Like sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been donating bits. Thank you so much. Those are going straight to the Loveland Foundation. Thank you so much. All right. So let's roll onward here then. You guys head back inside to the mansion. Anything you want to do before you go to bed for the day?
I'm ready to go to bed. Yeah.
I'm sleepies.
Okay. I don't think you guys used any spells or lost any health or anything. But just in case, we'll practice this. At the top of your character sheet, the very top, above your health, actually, there should be a small rectangular button called Long Rest. It's got, I think, a moon next to it or something. See a Long Rest button?
Yeah.
Anyone not see it?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
So click that Long Rest button, and then click the green Confirm button, or Submit, or whatever it says. I think it says Confirm.
Do you hit the... Wait, what are you?
Pink
Where's that
The
at?
Long Rest button at the very top of your character sheet. And then it should bring up a window that has like a Confirm.
All right.
Got it? Anyone not find it?
No, I don't know where it's at.
Okay, so you're looking at your character sheet, right?
Yes.
You see your HP in the top right?
Yes.
Okay, look above that. And there should be like buttons that say Short Rest, Long Rest. Do you see
Found it.
it? Okay, so you got the
Yes.
Long Rest one. And then you Click
Hit
on confirm.
confirm.
Yep. All right. So you guys head to bed, and just know that these long rests, they are about 8 hours long in game time. So in about 8 hours, a lot of things can happen. So just remember that long rests are a big commitment to go into later on in the campaign. If you're in the middle of something, you can't just go into a long rest. You've got to find a spot to be safe for 8 hours. So otherwise, you can take short rests. Short rests are 1 hour long in game time, and your characters can do those anywhere where they feel safe enough to do so. And you don't get like a lot of your abilities or spells back, but you do get you do get to regain HP and stuff with short rest. There are benefits to short resting. So I'll remind you of those times when they come up. For now, just keep that in mind, that the long rest is when you get all your HP back, you get all your spells back, you get all your abilities back, everything resets. So it's a big commitment. All right. You guys wake up. You hear no birds or anything that wakes you up, no sounds that wake you up. Instead, the sun is shining in through your window of this room, and it shines directly onto Juniper's face. Juniper, your eye opens up, looking around. You're the first to wake as everyone else is sleeping, and looking around, you notice a peculiar thing. Your door that you guys had shut last night is cracked open, just slightly. And as you notice it, you actually watch it close.
That's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I decide to tell Esme because I trust her the most. So I wake her up to tell her what I saw.
All right. Esme, you are woken up by Juniper and told that there was... Well, what exactly do you say, Juniper?
I say, psst, Esme, I saw something really weird. Someone was watching us while we were sleeping.
I'm gonna go see what it was. I'm
All
gonna
right,
go
as
see
you
what was watching us.
flutter over to the door then.
Yeah.
You can fly directly underneath the door if you want, or you can open it if you'd rather.
I want to go underneath.
Okay. You fly underneath the door, and you see that scurrying off in the distance in his little pants is Robert, who is now running around one of the corners and diving into a hole in the wall.
Okay. Juniper. It was that little rat.
Why
He's
would the
spying
rat
on
watch
us.
us?
Because he's a pervert, Juniper.
That's disgusting. What the heck?
Should we go confront him?
Should we tell the others first so then we can all confront him together?
Yeah, I think that's a good tactic.
Girl gang, let's
Scare him a
go.
little bit.
Yeah.
Make him scared of us.
Okay. So you guys, you wake each other up. Everyone is now awake, and you're all informed of what happened. It was Robert seemingly peeking at you from the doorway and then running away when he noticed that Juniper had awoken. So, what is your plan here?
We're waking up Violet and Liana.
Mm-hmm. You woke them up. Everyone's aware and awake now. So what do you want to do with Robert? Or what do you want to do to Robert? You saw where he dove into.
To Robert.
Yeah, I think we should shake him up a little bit.
Send the cat after him.
So what's your plan?
We pull him out of his little hole and scare him a little bit. He can't just be spying on us.
Give him a little rough him around the edges, you know?
So you're going to look around for him?
How big is this rat?
He is like 4 inches tall when he stands on his legs.
So easy, just
Just gonna...
Can we go look for him?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna go look for him.
All right. So the first thing you do is you run over to the hole that he dived into, and Esme, you could fly in the hole if you wanted to. If you wanted to explore that area, you totally could. Otherwise, you can wait outside as you're all kind of like gathering around that hole.
Okay, I have an idea. While they're roughing him up a little bit, I can go into his little hidey hole, see what he's got going on in there.
Okay.
So we have to lure him out first.
We don't know. Maybe he took something from us when we were asleep, you know? Gotta make sure.
Are you gonna go there and pull him out for us, or do we have to stick our hands in there? Cause that's kind of gross.
I'll pull him out. Yeah, I'll pull him out.
Okay. So you're gonna fly into the hole?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. So as you fly down into the little rat hole in the wall, flying in there, you do not see Robert, but you see that the hole goes in two directions, one to the left, one to the right, and they go pretty far and deep into the walls. He's obviously not going to stay still if he notices he's been caught, so he's probably crawling around in the house somewhere or out in the courtyard. You're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not directly in the spot that you saw him jump into, right? So he went one of those directions. So you got a couple options. One, you can go out to your party and let them know that he's, gone, and you guys can go look elsewhere for him, or you yourself can roll me an investigation check to try and see which direction he went.
Yeah, I'll roll a check, an
Okay.
investigation check.
All right, roll me an investigation check. Okay. So the first roll that came through was a 9. So
Oops.
looking around for like signs of him, you notice them everywhere. It's so hard to tell which direction he went, but you can see his little hairs all along the ground and
No rat poop.
no poop. He seems to be better than that, than pooping where he lives. But you just can't really tell which direction he went. The rest of the party's kind of waiting outside the hole for you.
Okay, I'll go back up and tell them that little rat got away.
Okay, so you're all aware that Robert now has dived deeper into the mansion somewhere or into one of his other holes, and is hiding from you currently. Do you have a plan? Or if you guys just want to roll general investigation checks, you can. If you just want to roll to see if you can find any traces of him, go ahead and roll me investigation checks. Anyone who wants to roll.
Should we do that or find Licky?
You could tell Licka too if you want.
Licka, there you go.
Okay, Violet, not bad.
Yeah.
So,
Donde?
Investigation will be on your character sheet in the long box in the middle. There you go. Okay, these are pretty good rolls.
Damn.
Esme, you can roll one more time if you want.
yay!
We're kind of smart or whatever.
Like almost. That's so unfortunate. You have the best investigation out of anybody, and you have the +4, and you're rolling the worst. That's so
Look,
sad.
I just woke up. Okay, Esme just woke up.
Violet has a -1 to her investigation, and she still rolled an 18. That's pretty good. All right, so you guys are looking around for traces, and Esme, Juniper, you're not really able to find much. Liana and Violet, though, as you guys are looking around, you inquire with the cooks in the kitchen, the two goblins, and the one who you are speaking with, he says, "Oh yeah, Robert, I saw him, what did I see him? Oh yeah." And he walks over to one of the spice cabinets and opens it up where Robert is hiding behind a big jar of
spice? Oh.
He's hiding behind a big jar of paprika, and he says, "Oh, you motherfucker!" And he pushes the paprika off the shelf, and it shatters onto the ground as the goblin goes, "It's not my fault you were being a weirdo!" And they start arguing back and forth as Robert is now trapped with his back up against the wall in a spice cabinet.
Grab him?
You want to grab him?
Start kicking in. I want to grab him and dangle him around.
Okay, roll me a roll me a sleight of hand check then, I guess. No. Roll me a... So you see your dexterity number in the top left of your character sheet? Like the very top left? Okay, so click on the little number for dexterity. That's called a dexterity check. It's just a standard dexterity check. So click on the plus whatever that you have. Okay, natural 20. Well, let's see what he rolls. He does not get anywhere close to a crit. So a natural 20 is like an automatic success. I rolled for him just in case he rolled a natural 20. He did not. So with that, you reach out and grab little Robert around his abdomen, and he's struggling in your hand, but you're holding on to him real tight. And he goes, "Let go of me! Let go!" He's kind of pounding on your thumb with his fist.
No, I want to know, what were you doing in our room? Like, you had absolutely no business being in there, you tiny little rat. Like, have you not learned anything about the dynamic between cats and rats before? And yet you tell me what to do? You are in my hand, my claws. So what were you doing in there?
Roll me an intimidation check, please. And you can roll... Yes, intimidation. And you can roll twice and take the higher number here. That's called advantage. So roll again, and we'll take the higher one. 13. Okay. Now let me roll for him. Let's see how brave he is. He rolled a 4. He says, okay, all right, yeah, all right. I was eyeballing the, and he kind of looks over again. This is the second person who's been eyeballing Esme, and he says, "You remind me of a person I fucking hate." And he starts like trying to like reach out for her and like scratch at her, but you just got him in your hand, and he's just struggling against your hand. He's like, "Let me at her! Let me fucking at her!"
What is the issue with these creatures and this? I feel attacked in this house. I don't feel safe in this house.
Is rat being racist? Like,
Fairyist.
So he's like sweating now and totally out of breath, and he's like, "Fine. I swear I wasn't being weird."
Just wanting to kill me in my sleep is
okay,
not
maybe,
weird to you?
Maybe that's a little weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
so that's it? That's the only reason why you came in, was to look at Esme?
He kind of like closes his eyes and he says, "Okay, and also I was looking for anything that might be shiny that I could snatch from you."
Exactly, thief.
There it is.
Who you calling a thief? I wasn't able to steal anything, therefore I'm not a thief.
So then you're just a bad thief.
No, that's not how that works. I had the intentions of being a thief.
Mm-hmm. I think we should search his little hole, his hidey hole.
Hey, no! You stay out of my home.
You're still in my hands.
Can we put the rat in a jar while we go search for his
Let's
hiding
do that. Let's put him in a jar.
One of the goblins he broke the paprika container. The goblin brings over a big jar for you to put him in. He's like, "And this serves you right." And he puts the jar up on the counter. And as you're going to like drop Robert into the jar, he bites your finger. Rolling a 19 to hit. What's your armor class, Liana?
15.
Okay, so he's gonna deal 1 point of piercing damage as he bites into your thumb.
Wow. Really?
Let me go!
I dropped the stupid rat.
You drop him into the jar and put the lid on top. You motherfucker!
Do I deal myself a little damage? 1 point?
Yeah, 1 point. All right, so Esme, you're the only one who can really explore his hidey holes. So as you fly into one of the openings in the wall, roll me a generalized perception check this time. Perception check. Wow, natural 20, the second one of today. Very nice.
Go.
Looking around Esme, you find some cool things hidden in the walls here. First of which is a small miniature cathedral. It is got these tiny little wax candles that seem to be handmade by Robert himself, using maybe old wax from candles that have already melted. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
No, why would
You
you
did
do
it.
that to him?
Nice. You did it.
Evil.
All right. So, yeah, you looking around, he's got these little candles that he's set up and a little cathedral, and you find a small book as well. This looks like it's this like a size big enough for you, Esme. It fits in your hands like a book would, and it looks like it's made of like scraps of paper that he has written on using little pieces of charcoal and things like that. And you notice the book is The Story of My Life. He's got a little diary. And next to this little cathedral, in a little crack in the wall, you go through some insulation of the wall and you kind of climb through it. And inside you find his room, where you see he's got a little bunk bed. And on the bottom of the bunk bed is a mouse, a regular mouse, about the same size as you, like a little house mouse. And it is sleeping on the bottom bunk. It seems like he sleeps on the top bunk. And he's got a little mirror made of a shard of glass that's been broken, and he's kind of stuck it on against the wall. And he's got some clothes, like some clothes that he's knitted together, it seems. And you see two large gold pieces, like pieces of gold, coins, if you will, gold coins. And he's got them laid up against the wall in his room here. And he seems like he's a pretty creative, adventurous, maybe sort of weird guy. But you also notice one peculiar thing, and that is a little map of the tunnels that go through the area that you're in currently. You see a little map that goes through all the tunnels that go around the compound here. So it is on his like dresser, and it's handmade.
Okay. Can I take the map?
Yeah, you can roll it up and take it. It would really only be able to be read by you. It's so small. Like if somebody else wanted to read it, they'd need like a monocle or a magnifying glass to be able to read it, but you can read it pretty well.
Okay. That's fine. I'll take it. It's compensation.
There you go. Other than that, nothing super peculiar other than that. It's just, it seems like it's his home. A lot of his hair and stuff is all around the place. It doesn't seem very well kept, you know, he sheds quite a bit. But as you're in there, the little mouse does open an eyeball and sees you and gets kind of scared and jumps backwards and kind of backs itself up against the wall, squeaking.
How cute. I mean, if there's nothing of value in there, I guess I could fly back out to the others.
All right.
Leave the little mouse alone.
All right. So you fly back out. Robert's still cursing the jar. You motherfucker!
Shaking it.
He's just shouting. And then as you fly out, are you still holding the map?
Yeah. I'll hold the map.
Hey, that's mine!
This is compensation for spying on us, you little weirdo.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
How are you gonna kill me when you're trapped in a jar? You can stay there.
Do you start shaking it, Liana?
Thanks, Liana.
He starts bouncing from side to side and making that little like noise of somebody like tapping on the glass as you're like shaking it back and forth. And as you set it back down, he's kind of dizzy, and he says, I worked really hard on that. That's my map.
Well, maybe you can get it back if you redeem yourself.
He looks a bit sad, but kind of rolls over on his back and then sits up, and he says, "I'm gonna get you back."
You're lucky I didn't take your gold too.
You wouldn't dare.
Well, you're lucky I didn't.
He pounds his fist against the glass, making a little ding noise. He says, "Well, are you gonna let me out, or are you gonna let me suffocate in here?"
Depends on you.
I think we should leave him until we come back from the city.
For real.
The goblin who's next to you, he says, "Yeah, I can keep an eye on him." He says, "We probably should pop the lid a bit so he doesn't die, though."
Poke a few holes in the lid.
All right, so you poke some holes in the lid. It takes a minute because the lid is metal, but you take your sharp weapons and poke some holes in the top of it. He's covering his ears as you're doing it because it's loud inside there. All right, so you guys you've discovered a little mystery about Robert and his little hidey holes, and figured some stuff up about him. You've got him on a tight leash right now because you have his map, and so you've got a little leverage over him. Now, did you want to go back out to Good Boy and talk with him?
Yes, I want to convince him to go with us to the city.
Okay. So you go out to the doghouse. Anyone not going with? Excuse me. Anyone want to do anything different, I should say?
I have nothing else to do, so might as well come with.
Okay. Just a reminder, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. So if you wanted to go talk to anyone else, just let me know. Whenever you guys have an idea of like, oh, I want to do this thing, just let me know and we'll do it. So any ideas that you could have, nothing's too weird. Considering this campaign, nothing's too weird. All right, so you head out to the dog house, and there, as you're approaching, you can hear the sleeping noises of Good Boy inside the house.
Liana, do your thing.
Hi, good boy. Hi, good baby boy. What are you doing? You want to wake up? You want playtime?
He puts his nose up against the door and it creaks open. And you see him slowly walk out into the sunlight. And now you're all finally everyone gets a good look at him. He is this obsidian black color. His skin is almost made of rock. The underbelly of his chest is softer than the rest of his body. It's more flesh-like, and it's got that kind of glowing glowing orange and yellow and red colors. The smoke is coming out of his mouth, like on the corners of his mouth. It kind of curls up and out of his nose a bit. And he sits in front of you. And he says,
"You take enjoyment in patronizing me."
A little bit, but we need help.
What do you want?
I think Esme wanted to ask you something.
Well, we're having a little trip to the city. Was wondering if you wanted to accompany us.
What's in it for me?
We could get you some meat down there, of course.
Not good enough.
What else do you want?
Can we kidnap a child and eat it?
I'm down. Today. Oh, yeah, not today.
We have some other things planned. Maybe after.
What if I need a new one of these?
and he goes back into his doghouse, and then he's like turned around, facing away from you into the doghouse. You can see him kind of like nuzzling into something. There's like a bunch of cloth in the back of the doghouse that he's got stuff kind of buried in, and he pulls out what looks like an old-looking voodoo doll and drops it at your feet.
The person who this was connected to before died, and I can't torture anyone anymore.
Are we supposed to find a voodoo doll in the city for you?
No, we find someone to make a voodoo doll for.
Oh.
We can use this one still. It's good.
He kind of nudges it and bites into it. It looks like it's made of straw and cloth.
You play tug of war with it? Like me and the dog?
It would be much more fun if there was someone on the other end feeling every minute of it.
It's a good idea. Okay, so I'm totally down. Everybody else, we're on board with this?
Sounds great. A bit fun, not gonna lie.
Seems like a pain in the ass, but I guess.
I might need a disguise if I go into town like this.
My God, now you're being too much.
Yeah.
They will attack me.
In disguise.
So your options are go, like, find a piece of cloth that you want to, like, drape over him. Your other option is find or ask someone around the mansion or in town if they can disguise him using magic.
Okay.
Do we want to do that?
Or any other ideas you have. If you have another idea, throw it out there.
Can one of us use magic for him?
Do any of you have... Do any of you have minor illusion as a cantrip in your spells? If you look at your spells, so the big box in the bottom right, if you have spells as an option. I don't know if you do. Some of you do, some of you don't. It'll, like, rogues won't have spells as an option. But I think... I'll look and see if Maddie does. I don't think she does. I think she's a rogue too, actually. The only person who would probably have it would be Juniper.
Fire.
Juniper, what do you have for spells?
I only have Druidcraft and Magic Stone.
Okay, I feel like you should have some more. Let me double check here. Looking. Okay, pull this up. Juniper. Oh, I have the wrong overlay on Twitch right now. Hold on, guys. Everyone on Twitch, let me, in the chat, I can actually fix this so you guys can see their character sheets. It's pretty cool. Let me switch over the overlay to the correct campaign here. Campaign selection, Elegant Evil. Save. Okay, so in a minute that should update for everyone on Twitch. If you want to refresh there, the overlay will actually let you see their character sheets, which is pretty cool. Okay, you have Druidcraft, Magic Stone, Cure Wounds, Entangle, and Speak with Animals. None of those are going to help. So you could ask Licka, or you could find... you could ask Jasper. Jasper, you notice, does a little bit of magic here and there. You could also look for a piece of cloth to wrap around.
I was gonna say, because, like, you know how my costume is supposed to have the cloak?
Mm-hmm.
Could he borrow my cloak?
If you put the cloak over him, it would be fairly concealing. The big issue is that if the cloak were to come off or someone looks too closely, he's very obviously not a dog. It's very obvious
Right.
if anyone looks at his skin or his face in particular.
Is he too hot to carry? Like, if I want to put him on my back, because I'm pretty beefy and, like, muscular, as you can tell. I'm sure I could, like, carry.
He could tone it down. He could tone down the heat for you to carry him. The problem, I guess, would be, you would not have any hands left to do anything while in town while you're doing that.
Okay, do we want to go find that one girl? I was gonna
Licka?
say Licka.
Yeah,
See if she has any help. All right, let's go find her.
We can ask Licka.
Okay. So you guys head inward to the mansion. Good Boy follows you, and as you enter through the mansion, he actually waits at the doorstep. He doesn't come in.
Okay.
He says,
I'm not allowed inside.
Huh? That sucks. Anyways, let's go find her.
okay.
Dang.
So you go find Licka. She is currently in the library mulling over some books. She's got a big pair of reader glasses that she's wearing, and she is looking down at a book, flipping through the pages as you come in. Yes, are you ready for the first artifact? And she kind of turns and she goes, oh, you look not like you're not here for that.
Oh. Well, we wanted to borrow your little puppy.
You would like to borrow?
Precisely, yes.
I wouldn't take him into town. That would be dangerous.
Well, we came here to ask for a cloak to disguise him.
If you have any spells or anything.
I can help with that, I suppose.
Yes.
She stands up and walks over to where you guys are, and she says, well, lead the way. And you lead her down to the front of the mansion, where Good Boy is sitting on the front steps. And she comes up to him and she says, now, you be good. You hear me? If you die, I'm not bringing you back to life this time. And he tilts his head and he says,
yeah, I got it. No eating random babies.
And she nods her head. And she places her index finger on his snout, kind of the same place you pet him last night. And as she does, his entire body transforms into that of a large black lab.
Oh, the puppy!
And he's tilting his head back and forth. His ears flop as he does so. And he has also never had ears before. He didn't have ears the last time you looked at him. He in his hellhound form, he's just got like holes that where his ears normally would be. But in this case, he's got ears, and he takes his front paw and scratches at them, and they are real. She has essentially transformed his body into that of a dog. Not an illusion, but an actual like physical transformation. And this would be considered like an alter self kind of spell. And she says, that's only going to last a few hours, so you don't have much time.
I think we should head out now then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
This dog better be worth all this trouble.
For
I'll be
fucking
good.
real.
I promise. I'll be good.
So, you guys head downward from the mountain down into the town, and as you arrive towards the edge of the town, remember this is in a large forest of dead trees, so approaching is fairly loud. You're cracking over the top of sticks and twigs, and the dog with you, Good Boy, he seems somewhat excited, actually. His tail is wagging back and forth as he is trotting into town with you. And he keeps asking questions. He keeps saying things like,
so, why are you all here?
We came here for the vision thing, you know? We're just trying to get some artifacts. We're trying to help out your mom, who's not your mom, apparently. No, that's your mom.
Did Licka do the creepy eyeball thing to you?
Exactly.
Yes!
So she does this often, or?
Is that like
Anyway.
a regular thing? Yikes.
Well, the
Apparently.
last group of people she brought here,
Last group? This isn't the first time she's done this?
he kind of tilts his head, and he says,
did I say that out loud?
Excuse me. I think I kind of want to question this dog a little bit. So I'm a bit curious as to why there was more people before us. Did something happen to them? Is there something you're not telling us? I had a suspicion about this castle, and now this dog is literally proving my point. Okay, I wanna ask him what the fuck happened before we came.
roll me a insight check, please. Insight check.
Okay.
Okay, 5.
Bitch.
He the only thing you notice is that he is giddy. He seems giddy. The creature seems to be having fun. And he says,
"Oh, I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't have said that."
Okay. Yeah. No, don't worry. I understand. Sometimes this shit happens. Anyways, and I totally ignore it and I keep walking because I'm too dumb to push any further.
It's you definitely don't believe that he is you believe he's hiding something for sure. That's what you kind of get is that he is being annoyingly deceitful in not telling you everything that you want to know. There are 3 other people in the party right now. If you guys want to butt in, you can still help in this situation any way you want.
Come on, rough him up.
I think I'm gonna look at Juniper and be like, get a load of this one. What do you think that's about?
Oh, but maybe I should try asking him questions too. So I finally step up and try asking him about the other group and if they what happened to them.
Okay. So tell me, what do you ask him? This is pretty important.
Were the other group exactly on the same mission as us? And if so, why aren't they here anymore?
Okay. Let me roll for him. Okay.
The other group was just as beautiful as all of you are. And they, well, there was, let me think. I think there was an elf and human, and no, 2 humans. 2 elves, 2 humans. And no, three elves, 2 humans. Yes, that's what it was. 3 elves, 2 humans. And they
All
were...
right, get to the point. I don't care. What happened to them?
Oh, they died. Horrible deaths, and the life was sucked out of them, and they were turned into frogs, and then died, and then they were eaten by me.
Is this Hassan's chat frogs?
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
And then I ate one of them, and then
he looks like he's flustered.
Shit.
Roll me an insight check, everybody.
Ate one of them. Interesting.
Okay, Liana, Violet,
Ooh.
and Esme. With your group, I'll say all 4 of you combined. He's trolling you. There was no other group before you. He's just messing with you to try and see if he can get a rise.
Oh my gosh, what the dog doing? The dog being dumb. I don't like this dog. All right,
He does a
let's
little
just
bit of
go.
trolling.
Let's go. He does a little bit of trolling, a little bit.
Does he have a collar on?
He doesn't. No.
Yank the collar.
Yeah, I was about to yank it. But...
Pull his ear. Pull his ear.
He does have an ear now that he's not used to.
He won't anymore. Okay, I think we should just keep him heading on.
He says,
and then one of them got turned into Kilgore, and now she's a flesh golem.
Yeah, you're about to be meat in that market.
For real. How much do you think we can sell him for?
5 cents. I think they'll take him for 5 cents.
so you guys entering into town. This is a pretty dimly lit, why did I say dimly lit? Dim feeling town. It's very kind of dreary. The sounds that you hear around you are that of a bell being rung as it's about 11 in the morning or so. And the people around you are pretty quiet entering into the town. It's all pretty dreary and kind of sad. And with that, as you enter in, here are the big things to think of in the town. Here are the big like landmarks for you to remember. So you can either write these down or you can just try and remember them. I'd recommend writing them down so that you remember that the places you have explored and haven't. The first of which. I have my dock open. Okay, perfect. So the first thing to note is the largest building in the town, which is the bell tower. The bell tower is also the church and like a community center. So it is a multi-purpose building that is very tall, has a big clock on it as well. And it is kind of like smack in the center of Dimwood. The city's called Dimwood. Couple places of note. The inn of the city, like the kind of hotel or the place where you stay for the night, get drinks, that kind of stuff, get food. The inn is called the Leaky Tap. Leaky Tap. And it is the second biggest building in the town. And that makes sense because there's a lot of rooms for people to stay. Again, this is a town that a lot of people travel through and don't stop very often in. Like they travel through, do a little bit of shopping, that kind of thing. Speaking of shopping, there is a large segment of the main road of the town that on either side has a bunch of market stalls. Every day, people set up their market stalls on either side. And it is the liveliest part of the town for sure. The people who travel through here, that's pretty much the only place they ever stop, is at the market to do a little bit of shopping and then continue onward through Dimwood. Not a lot of people stop here to like actually sleep and that kind of thing. But it is definitely the most lively, has the most personality, and has the most color of anywhere in Dimwood. So that's like the market. It's just like almost at the edge of town as you're leaving town, like is kind of where it's at. Other than that, the only other buildings are the guard barracks to keep an eye out for. It is very easily the widest building of the town, and it has like a pointy kind of triangular top that's very unique to the rest of the buildings, which are mostly flat on the top. But this one has kind of like a triangular pointy top to it, and a big flame as well that is coming out from the top. Oh yes, and the town magic store, which is called the Raven's Luck.
Is it like a crystal shop?
Kind of. Yeah, it's gonna be like your incense, crystals, witch gear, that kind of stuff. So, with that, as you enter into town, you are not greeted by anybody. Nobody comes up to you or says anything to you, but people are just milling about their day, moving to their different locations, going in and out of buildings. One guy is sitting in a rocking chair, and he is rocking back and forth in front of what looks like just like a residential building for the town. He's kind of rocking back and forth, and he waves at you. He's got a big, long white beard, and he says, "Welcome to Dimwood, I guess."
What a warm welcome.
Hello.
I guess.
Can Liana go I'm going to go run to the bathroom, but that's just part of my character. My character runs behind a tree while they explore and do stuff.
Okay.
Can I also run to the bathroom?
Yeah. Why don't everyone go and use the restroom? Go for it.
Yeah, let's
Anyone
go.
needs to go.
I'll be back.
All right. So, yeah, I think we're going to have like 15 or so minutes left anyway when they get back. Because I think we're keeping it to 2 hours each session for you guys. So I think we will do a little exploring of the town, and once I find like a natural stopping point, we'll just end it for the day, if that sounds good with everyone. We got just a little bit left then.
Great.
I just noticed Shark Lord's picture on Roll20.
What is it? Hold on.
It's the female chameleon from Rango.
Oh my.
Oh no.
I never watched that movie because it scared me, because it's like the way their faces
Oh,
are.
they are kind of creepy.
Like that thing is gonna haunt me now in my nightmares.
You like Coraline?
I do, yeah. But Coraline's also very creepy. That when I was younger, Coraline freaked me out. I was just like, oh my god, I'm never entering like a small door in my life. Get it away.
Want to give a huge shout out to Vuni, VWNI, for the bits. Micah, thank you so much for the bits. Savage Lion, thank you so much. Skak, thank you for gifting subs to Mojo and Exoduke. And Welsh Nerd. Durd, thank you for the gift sub to Gapt. Durd, thank you so much for the $100 donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. King Skak, thank you for 50 more. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Skak donated. Oh my god, holy shit. Okay, I missed out on these. Okay. Holy fuck. Okay, so Skak started off with $100. Then Durdnog tipped $250 for...
Holy shit.
Yes. Thank you. Holy fuck, Durd. Thank you so much. That is going to a great cause, as you said. Thank you so much. Skak then with another 50. Skak with another 50 after that. So what is that? 200 so far for Skak. Durdnog then with another 100 out of nowhere. Great cause. Hopefully the other one went through as well. Yes, it did. I'm sorry I don't have notifications turned on because it messes up with people's voices and stuff. I don't have like the sound notifications on. I hope it showed up on the screen. But thank you so much, Durd, and thank you to Skak for the donations. I think did Skak do? Yeah. So Skak did 200. Durd did 350. Thank you guys so much. That's going straight towards the Loveland Foundation. Thank you guys all for the follows as well. And the gift subs and everything. Thank you. You guys are fucking legends.
We've raised $590 in total today.
Let's go. That's my life savings.
All right. Yes, thank you again. Okay, I'm so yes, thank you. I'm so thankful. All right. So we'll finish up for today. So just the last few things, we'll do a little exploring of the town, where you guys want to go. We'll probably end up exploring maybe 2 buildings if you want to go to 2, or if we spend a lot of time in one, we'll just do 1 building. But where are you guys interested in going here in town, and what do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing.
Don't we have to find a person for Good Boy?
Oh,
A victim?
Yeah, you would want to find someone who you're willing to torture and presumably kill from afar.
Let's find a really mean,
like
gross
a bad
person.
person. Yeah.
We see somebody like kick a dog or something. I don't know. We'll use them.
Someone hits on us.
Yes, the first person to hit on us, we'll just fucking kill them.
Can we also get some stuff for our journey too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep. Okay, so perception checks then from everybody to look around for a shitty person to curse.
Yo.
Not bad, Violet.
Let's go.
Actually, everyone rolled really good. 19, 15, 21, and 17. Very good. Okay. Looking around. I'll give you a choice between a couple different people. The first person is, as you're walking through the town, you hear some shouting from inside of a house, and you hear someone say, "Well, fuck you for cheating on me then!" And you see an angry, crying woman run out of a house and slam the door. She says, "Fucker!" And the door swings open, and a very kind of drunk-looking man says, "Don't you fucking walk away from me!" And he's like walking down the steps, but he doesn't like reach for her or anything. He's just yelling at her. And they're yelling back and forth, and she turns away from him, and he sits down on the steps, and he says, "Fuck you too, then." And he sees you all looking at him. He says, "What the fuck are you looking at?" So that's your first option. Your second option is in the marketplace. There is a we're going to say a lizard folk. There's a lizard folk. He is, so he has like scaly green skin, the head of a chameleon, and he is what looks like peddling wares to people. But you notice that with your keen eyes, with your perception checks here, you notice that what he's selling are like false promises. He's selling like, if you buy this, this is going to happen to you. If you buy this thing, this like necklace, then good luck is going to come to you and everything in your life is going to be fixed. But first you have to give me 50 gold. And like, it's kind of like, it's a scam. He's scamming people. And you can just tell because you guys have seen magical items. You've seen items that give you luck. You've seen items that are actually useful. And this guy is literally selling like hemp necklaces that don't do anything.
So one's just scamming stupid, vulnerable people and exploiting them. And the other one just cheated and is fucking being an asshole. And he just talked to us that way. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Ew. What are we thinking?
I feel like we could get behind a scammer, you know? I feel like it's probably one of us, but
yeah.
I don't think we're cheaters.
That's where we draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
Okay,
Being disrespectful to women? Ugh.
Oh,
Exactly.
Dead.
All right. So he's sitting on his steps of his house, and it's like a wooden cabin. And the wife or girlfriend or whoever walks past you guys, and she says, "Don't mind him. He's just a fucking asshole." And she walks into town.
Can we walk up to the guy?
Mm-hmm. So as you walk up, he says, "What the fuck do you all want?" And he burps.
Oh.
"You want to sell me something too?"
How do we... Hold up. I think we should talk to Good Boy about how we do this whole thing before we, just jump on this dude. Because I don't want him to scream or anything or be too annoying.
Okay.
Good Boy. So call over Good Boy.
Yeah,
and
you take Good Boy over to the side. We'll rewind a little bit, and we'll let this one happen. So you lean down and talk to Good Boy for a second. What do you say?
So how the fuck are we gonna do this?
Oh, it's really easy. You lure him in somehow, have him hold on to the doll for at least 5 seconds while I chant my incantation, and we'll be good.
Oh,
okay.
That doesn't sound too hard.
One of us has to hold him? Or, wait.
He has to hold the doll. Can I have the doll? Can I have it?
It's, Good Boy gives it to you.
So I walk up to the man, as if he, repeated what he said before.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you're really cute. I have to go do something really quick, but I'd love to come back to talk to you. Can you hold this for me?
Roll me a persuasion check. I don't think it matters what you roll because he rolled a 1, but we'll see if you roll a 1. Okay. He raises an eyebrow at you and he spits on the ground. Fine. What is it? He snatches it out of your hand and he's holding on to it, looking at it. It's ugly. Pokes it.
Now, don't be rude. I'll be using the restroom. Just hold on to it until I get back.
He's kind of muttering under his breath as he's inspecting it, like turning it up and down and kind of looking at the back side of it and poking it with his finger. It makes like kind of a crunch noise as he pokes it because it's got twigs and stuff inside.
I go back to the others to see what they're doing now.
Are you not going to like go out of sight to go to the bathroom?
Oh, are they not out of sight?
So
I thought they went somewhere else, but yeah, I'll go out of sight.
So the group, I would imagine, would need to find a spot to stand. So a spot away from people so that Good Boy can do his incantation. So you guys go ahead and roll me perception checks, everybody, to look for a hiding spot or like an alleyway or something for you to stand in. Do perception checks. Okay, yeah. Great rolls again, 17, 12, 13, 22. Looking around, you guys find a nice little alleyway to slip into. Nobody seems to be around. Angelic, you rejoin them, Juniper, after you hand the doll off to the guy. And as you come around the corner, the creature with you, good boy, he says,
"Oh shit, did you forget to get his name? We need his name."
Well, that would have been nice to know beforehand.
if a hellhound could shrug its shoulders, it would.
Okay, I guess I have to go back. Gosh darn it.
All right, so it's already been like a minute and a half since you handed him the doll. So you head back. Now it's been like 2.5 minutes or so. As you're approaching, he says, "That was fast."
Yeah, well, it was only a tinkle. Don't worry about it. So, what's your name?
Jack.
Oh, and what are you doing? You just sitting here?
Well, my girlfriend's just being moody.
Oh, so you have a girlfriend. Oh, I've seemed to have forgotten something in the bathroom. Can you give me a moment, please? Again?
He's like holding out the doll to hand it back to you. He's like, "Do you want me to keep holding this thing?"
Oh, yeah, I have a really small brain, and if I take it, I'll probably forget it too, so just hold on for it for me.
Fine. And the girlfriend thing's not a problem if you're looking.
Oh? Well, when I come back, we can discuss more.
Okay, so you head off. It's been about 4 minutes by the time you head back to the group. The creature good boy is waiting for you.
What's the name?
His name is Jack.
Ni hawk no shar, unta no Jack, ya sho not Jack, ya ho not Jack.
And as he says that, you see his eyes and his chest are normally glowing that kind of red color begin to glow this greenish, eerie color. And you hear a short shriek from around the corner as you hear Jack go, "Oh, fuck!" And you don't know what that was, but you hear that from around the corner.
What did you do to him?
The incantation is complete. You can retrieve the doll. We'll need it.
And now I have to go back again. Okay.
If you want to all go back, you can. You don't have to leave her to go back herself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Yeah, I'll sit on her shoulder.
Okay. So as you all now approach, all of you together, he says, you see the doll, first of all, on the ground now, and it's kind of smoking this green smoke, and his hand has this red mark in it, and he's got it clenched, and his hand is also smoking with this green smoke, and he goes, "What the fuck was that thing?"
It's just a childhood toy. Don't worry about it.
Well, take it and leave.
Fine.
And all
I
of
think
you,
we should-
stop looking at me.
Not a problem,
Stupid
dude.
man.
Yeah, you're not that amazing to
Stupid
look at.
man thing.
All
All
right.
right.
So you pick up the doll, and do you just hold on to it, Juniper?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're kind of holding on to it, you head outward back into the town from the residential area that you were in, and you head inward towards the town, presumably towards the market or the bell tower or whatever you guys want to explore next session. As you're approaching that kind of opening area of the town, you hear almost like a devil on your shoulder.
So, do you want to test it?
I guess I'd like to.
Here. Put it on my snout.
He kind of leans his head up for you to put the doll on his nose.
Now, Stab it.
Stab it?
He nods his head.
He nods his head.
What am I stabbing it with?
If a dog could shrug its shoulders, it would.
Does anyone else have anything I could stab it with?
Can we use our claws?
Don't worry, it won't kill him. Of course.
I want to use my claws on this thing.
All right. So as you, where are you putting the claws? Are you like grabbing its face or its chest? I can't hear you.
Oh, I want to use my thumb to like lift up its head and kind of like right here a little bit, just a little, to like see if it works.
Okay. So as you do that, you do hear like a wheezed shriek from behind you, like a oh!
Yeah, it definitely works.
It works.
Damn.
Now, I do appreciate you all doing this for me. I will have a lot of fun with this creature. I am in service to you for now.
That's quite good.
And you have claimed a companion who is lovingly named Good Boy, who is a very powerful creature, actually. A hellhound is a very powerful creature. Will be able to help you in combat. Not going to be super useful in a lot of other situations that aren't combat, but in combat, he'll be a very valuable ally to you and a very dangerous foe to your enemies. That said, he is not invincible, and you've also heard that Licca will not bring him back to life if he dies. So that is something to keep in mind. If he is killed in battle, he is probably going to be dead. So
I'm literally already crying thinking about him dying. I cannot have Good Boy die on me.
We have to protect Good Boy.
Yeah.
But it's good that he helps with combat, because I feel like I can't really help that much with combat.
I'll tank for him.
He's got some cool abilities too that I'll describe to you sometime soon when it matters. But for now, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. You guys are in the middle of Dimwood, ready to explore the market and prepare yourself to head towards the first artifact on your journey.